You are welcome to another video. This is Know Your Health. If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe, like, and then comment. And don't forget to hit the notification button to be the first to receive the videos when we upload. So in this video, we'll be talking about First Aid Management Part 2. The link to Part 1 of First Aid Management will be put in the description box below, so you can click on it and then see that video. Let's take hypothermia, high body temperature. When someone has hypothermia, either mild, moderate, or severe, their temperature should check 37.4 degrees Celsius or 99.5 degrees Fahrenheit and above. So being mild, moderate, or severe depends on the figure checked. The higher the figure, the more severe it is. Alright, so when somebody has hypothermia, this is what you would do. Change them into a light clothing. If they are wearing anything heavy, change it into a light clothing and then open nearby windows for fresh air to blow over them. They can also be taken outside under a tree or in the gardens for fresh, cool air so that it can reduce the body temperature a bit. They shouldn't be in any heated area as it can increase the temperature. Use a lukewarm water and a clean towel to tip and sponge them. The water shouldn't be so cold, it shouldn't be so hot, it should be lukewarm, a tap running water. And then you take any clean towel. So dip the towel into the water. Don't squeeze out the water from the towel too much. Put the wet towel on their forehead, in their armpits and groin. So if you have additional towels, if you have 2 or more, you can be rotating them. So you put one on the forehead, one in the armpit, and then one in the groin. But if it's just 1, 2, it's fine. You can just be using it, so you'll be repeating the procedure. You dip the towel into the water and then you squeeze, but don't squeeze too much. The towel has to be wet and heavy. Then you put it on the forehead, in the armpit, and in the groin. Continue this process for about 5 minutes and serve them with any cold soft drink and take them to the hospital. Even if the temperature drops to normal, still take them to the hospital for the doctor to take history and carry out some tests, because it might be a symptom for an illness. High body temperature is a symptom for a lot of conditions, a lot of medical conditions. So you have to take them to the hospital for the doctor to take history and then diagnose and then give medications. You do not have to say because the temperature has dropped, you are leaving them in the house. No. Let's talk about dehydration. When someone is losing body water, then they may be losing electrolytes too. Someone might be losing excess body water through vomiting and diarrhea. These are the 2 most common causes of dehydration: vomiting or diarrhea. When you observe this, don't self-medicate or try to stop the vomit or diarrhea. Just give them enough water to rehydrate them and prepare an oral rehydration salt, which is the ORS, for them if possible. You may not want to stop the vomit or the diarrhea. Just rehydrate them and give the ORS if possible, and then send them to the hospital. So let's learn how to do the ORS. So you fetch 6 teaspoons of sugar with 1 teaspoon of salt and then dissolve into 1 liter of water and then serve them and take them to the hospital. If they can't take all at once, they can take it in sips, but whichever case, they have to take it. Now let's talk about hemorrhage or bleeding. When someone is bleeding, get a clean towel, put on the site of bleeding and apply pressure. Press the place hard to arrest hemorrhage or to stop bleeding. The towel you are using should be clean. Make sure your hand do not get direct contact with someone else's blood. You might not know. Protect yourself while protecting others too. If the bleeding is a bit much, you can tie the place with a towel. So you can put the towel around the place and you tie it. You tie it a bit tight, but it shouldn't be too tight. else blood circulation to the other parts will be stopped or will be seized. So you tie it, but you do not tie it. You do not make it too tight. Okay, so this is a picture of it. Any clean towel, very clean towel. Now note this: if someone is bleeding heavily and you see that the bleeding is very heavy, if they are conscious, ask them of their blood group. It is very important, because if by the time you get them to the hospital they are unconscious and they might need a transfusion, you will need to get their blood group, and it will take a whole process going to check for the blood group again. So it is very important, if someone is bleeding heavily, ask for their blood group. Let's talk about wound. When you see someone with a wound, especially a fresh wound, wash the site with lukewarm running water for some minutes. The number of minutes depends on the severity of the wound, if it's big or it's small or it's deep. So you wash it to clean any dirt that has entered, especially with fresh wound. And then cover the site with a clean towel and report to the hospital. The towel has to be clean. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more. This is Know Your